Good morning. Just thought I'd throw this quick update in as I was listening while getting a few things done here. This is just one of those quickies again, but let's go with this audacity of a train wreck.
2 years in, and I feel like I have come such a long way from when I was on the Vile Files, where I was like, I don't identify as a murderer, and people are like, you're a murderer, you're a murderer, you're a murderer. Okay, all right, yeah, I'm a murderer. That's one of the things I am, but I'm also sweet. I'm also compassionate. I'm also, a survivor.
I was trying not to interrupt so soon, but again, this is where I get so triggered and angry and upset. You're not a survivor. I'm so sick of this. You're going to see her smugness, her ego, her narcissism when she's talking in this live. The audacity that she has to say this. She has zero traumas. We went over this. She has no triggers, no PTSD. For instance, yesterday, my grandsons, they love to scare me, right? And my son was standing there, and this is the first time I've ever heard my son say this. And he used to do the same thing. My grandson came in, and I wasn't paying attention. I turned around, he goes, boo! I jump and scare easy, right? And my son turned to him and said, don't do that, buddy. She's got PTSD. You can't do that to her. You're going to make her have a heart attack. And I stood there for a second, and I'm like, it's okay. He's just playing. And I'm like, y'all used to do it all the time to me, you and Ken. I said it was funny, and because you always could scare me so easy. And he said, yeah, but that's why I stopped. He said, it's not good. He said, it's not okay to do that to somebody who has PTSD. I felt guilty that, I don't know, the look in his eyes and the concern and the hurt in his eyes. And I felt guilty that I put my kids through my traumas, that it's affected them. I mean, he's doing it out of love and concern. But I just remember when he was a kid, he used to spook me the same way, and because I would scare so easy, him and his brother, they used to do it. My son has a tattoo on him. It's for survivors of what I went through. And I said, are you sure you want to do that? I don't want you to be embarrassed by that, because I'm embarrassed of my trauma. And he said, no, I'm not embarrassed. I can't even explain the emotions. And this girl sits here and just says it like, yeah, that's what I am, when she's not.
I'm also a mother. I'm also a girlfriend. I'm also a daughter.
I'm sorry, I just can't. You're a daughter? Yeah, your mother is gone because of you and your continuous lies that we continue to show over and over and over, that you show zero remorse for, zero empathy for your mother. Nothing. And she gets up here and listen to how she is going to turn and twist and make this about her being a victim once again, when the stuff coming out in her stories from her own mouth changing, and the narrative is this is just conspiracy theories, and we're just trying to say she's not a victim. We're just invalidating her. You're invalidating your mother. You're a daughter who took your mom's life. Oh my God, the audacity of her.
So if you want to call me a murderer, sure, yeah, that's one of the things I am. It doesn't define me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Okay, I get. Like y'all. I mean, I'm gonna make another mock, someone that I know. But yeah, I know people are gonna call Gypsy a murder. Like, she knows that. I mean, that doesn't.
Do you hear her? Yeah. So the snarky, rude, inconsiderate, just no empathy, no sympathy, no understanding, nothing. And she goes on to say she's got thick skin. It doesn't get to her. It never did. Do you really think she cares that her mother is gone? No. What she did doesn't bother her. And Bree, she can't stop for 2 seconds being the voice of Gypsy Alcida Rose Blanchard. Yeah, she can't shut up 2 seconds to even let her speak because she's got to be the one talking for her. By proxy, as Gypsy loves to do. It's so annoying. She couldn't do this on her own, though.
That doesn't mean we don't want to get rid of the comments, but like words like that don't like she's
words like that doesn't hurt me.
Yeah.
Like, people need to understand I've grown such a thick skin over the last 2 years that I could care less what anybody thinks of me. So call me that all day long. At this point, it lost its sting. It's not stinging anymore.
How long did that stinging, that hurting, that pain last for your mom, Gypsy? Did she have a chance to say, it doesn't hurt anymore? It doesn't sting anymore? The realization that her own daughter took her out over lies, for some men, for some sex. This girl had 3 orgasms beside her mother's body when Nick couldn't even get completely hard.
Now you just look at an idiot for telling me things that people already know.
Yep. At the end of the day, like, I mean, if anybody knows, if anybody knows what was done and what she did and what she is and what she's not, it's probably going to be the person who it's about. So, I mean, it's like when people tell me I'm fat. No way. Oh my God, Mom. Why didn't you ever tell me that I was fat? I just found out today.
I was this old when I found out.
Yeah. I was 35 years old when I found out I was fat. and I am traumatized now. No, she actually didn't. She watched 1 episode and she thought it sucked. Bye. Like, I'll answer all the questions. No, she hasn't watched the
There she goes. I'll answer all the questions. Doesn't even let Gypsy answer these questions that are being asked. Again, Gypsy, I would love for you to come speak with me in a video, just me and you. I won't be rude. I would never. Because I want real answers. And I want you to explain these inconsistencies, this telephone game of inconsistencies and your medical records. And what doctors and even the psychologist said about you that you always leave out. I'm inviting you again.
She doesn't want to watch the act. No, she doesn't want to watch Becca Scoops. She knows she's a murderer. I think we're covered.
We're covered. Yeah, we're covered.
Yeah, there we go. You see, now y'all don't even have to ask. I already answered it for you. Set in Ken's Live last night. I'm like, little do they know about Becca Scoops about if they watched him. Because of what you had told me like last week or whatever. I was just like, that's so funny. But I was like, I wonder if Ken's seen it. Maybe he would have answered, but
I haven't watched any from that lady. Like, she can make 1,000 million videos. I'm still not gonna go and watch it and respond to her. Like, I don't care.
Right. She knows your story better than you,
rest of the like, people.
Like, well, that's the thing. Like, is she gonna teach you something you don't know? I don't know. She might, girl. She's the leading expert.
Like, I don't care.
Fancy has given over her title.
Oh, has she?
Yeah, no, yeah, right. She's never given up that title, girl. Oh, Fancy.
Clinging to it for dear life, just like the hair on her head.
Yes, the very.
Yeah, they never make fun of nobody, right? They never bully. They never make fun of anybody's weight, their appearance. This is a girl who compared racism to somebody commenting on her weight. She said it is the exact same thing as racism when someone speaks on your weight.
Who she has left. Well, Fancy apparently she was like she's not gonna be doing any more content. She always says this. She said
always says
she's gonna be
this.
focusing on her documentaries and her books. And
The books based on my
yeah.
medical records.
Yeah. The books that don't make no sense. Don't make any sense. I mean, and yeah, I'm like, well, the documentary that she's been supposed to make for like 8 years now. Nobody really listens to Fancy.
It's like 10 years now.
Oh yeah, I mean at this point.
It's a decade.
A decade later. Hey, some dreams take a while.
What was that? Did you hear that? And they wonder why we question? One more time, let's just listen to that again. Okay, whatever.
But this is the thing, a lot of people don't even listen to Fancy anymore. But the thing is, other people have adopted some of her shit, and so they think they a lot of people will mock. Like, I'm allowed to mock Fancy because I don't believe exactly what they say, but they mock her, and I'm like, y'all got your information from her. You're no better. But some people are I can not support you necessarily, but they aren't there's some that can do it in a way that's not so tasteless, let's just say. Even if it, I don't know, there's some that I'll never agree with, but they don't sit there, they just talk about that though. They don't talk about like you putting a picture on your wall or your baby, you know what I'm saying? Or like just straight up bully you or obsessed with bald heads like one person. I don't know if you know who I'm talking about, but she makes everything. She does edits and it could be of me and I'm bald. Like she's
obsessed with bald.
I'm like, interesting. Like everything. Christy, I think she has edits of Christy bald. Everybody's bald. And I'm just like, this is strange. Yes, it's so weird. I'm like, y'all are the people, like, I can't even like take you serious.
But yet we just heard Gypsy making fun of Fancy for going bald. I think they say it again. And then, yeah, I don't know who they're talking about. Because there's a ton of creators who make pictures of them that are bald. But the nerve that she has to talk about anybody's hair, Gypsy, when she shaves her own head. Not her mama. Her. No PTSD.
Yes. Like, if you can talk about the case, even if we disagree, talk about it, that's fine. You have the right. People talk about cases for years and years and years. You know, that's what I've had to come accept. You know, when I talk, I'm like, I can't make everybody see what I see, and that's fine. I can be civil with them. I can coexist with them. We can be in the same spaces, and it's fine. It's those type of people that like that's like I'm gonna tell you, this same person. Okay, you ready for this? So this person, Madison, made an edit of me and Dreamer, and we're like looking at each other like we're about to like and that person, the one that's obsessed with bald heads, she's like, you make them kiss, LOL.
What? Why
would you want to make me and Dreamer kiss? That's weird. And they're like, and like people like I can't, like we can't coexist. I'm sorry, you're weird. And I'm not saying I'm weird. There's different types of weird. That's a whole different, like, you stay away from me. Like, what is, like, but then there's some people that they just believe what they believe. And like, they have, if they're not talking about that, I'll go in there and we'll hang out and everything. But when they're talking about that, I just won't be in there. And like, we can respect, like, that's what you're supposed to do in life. You're not going to agree on everything. It's the other content creators. Just like, I would be like that with anybody. Like, why, what are y'all doing? Like, y'all are doing too much. But wait, did you see me the other day when I for Halloween?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I gotta speed up, Brie, because do you hear her ramble? It's a lot of word salad and a lot of, you know what I mean? That's weird. You know what I mean? Like, okay, it's just a lot of repeating and none of it makes sense. Half the time that's all she does. She just goes in circles and I don't even know what the heck she's saying. She never lets Gypsy hardly speak, but hey, Gypsy's getting ready to, y'all. Here we go.
I saw that.
Okay.
Why? Casey, why do you want to know about Sebastian?
Sebastian the crab?
No. I mean, I know that people have been digging into like my emails, prison emails and whatever.
No, isn't Sebastian on the supposedly it's on like a Wi-Fi thing.
See, even when Gypsy does try to give an answer, Bree instantly shuts it down. She will not let her speak. Why? Because I think Bree knows that Gypsy's going to open her mouth and say something that is going to make her look more incriminating. I don't think Bree is this dumb. She's just this greedy to where she thinks she's going to get clout and money or a documentary, I think.
Okay, I don't know nothing about no Wi-Fi thing. It was a pen pal that I had in prison. When I met Rachel Garlick on the prison bus, or, when we were about to be transported to prison from Greene County, that's where I met Rachel. And Rachel and I became friends. We went to prison together. And when we were talking about pen pals, she's like, I have this friend. His name is Sebastian. He's actually like an ex-boyfriend of mine, but he's a really cool dude. So if you want to write him, there's his information. He's doing time in Boonville. So I was like, okay, cool. So I wrote Sebastian and we became pals for like 6 months.
No, they were more than pals. She was obsessed with him too. She even used him to speak into Ken. She was in love with Sebastian also. You weren't just pals. But she just openly admitted that every man she talked to, she said the same thing to them. All of them. Even when she talked to Nick and the other men, they were all the love of her life. And she was obsessed with them and in love with them. So yeah, whatever.
In the first year that I was in prison. And then we kind of just drifted apart. Like, we didn't write as much to each other. And then he got out. I had met Ken at that time. Ken and I started dating. Sebastian was doing his thing. He was trying to, get on his feet after just getting out. And, we didn't talk for a long time. And then I think we had spoken in 2023. And he got married and had a baby. And I would very much appreciate it if people would leave him alone.
Well, let me tell you,
because
it's
we
not
don't
him.
talk anymore, so he has nothing to do with me anymore.
Okay, so it's not him. Let me explain. So some people have taken like pictures of the crime scene and like put it under a microscope and zoomed it in and are looking at like words that should not be able to be seen by the human eye. And so apparently on a Wi-Fi bill there's a name that it says Sebastian. Now, I've tried to help people like get over this. I've tried to look because you know how there could be different words for like networks or blah blah that have it could be anything.
Bree, I thought you have studied this case thousands and thousands and thousands of hours defending her. Then you should know. The Sebastian on the Wi-Fi is a device connected to the Wi-Fi that has access to the Wi-Fi and password. Somebody's device, it said Sebastian. Either his phone or tablet was connected to their Wi-Fi. But you studied the case, Bree. You have spent thousands of hours. And stuff like this you don't even know. You can't even, you or Gypsy don't. But you're the expert on it, you say. You too, Gypsy. Playing dumb as always.
Literally can't. I just gave up because to me, it wasn't that important to me. But it might be to other people, and that's fine. They can ask questions. But maybe I'll find it for you, and that way you can look at it and try to answer this for people because this has been a question that people have.
Yeah, because I have no idea what that's all about. Like, what's interesting is this is kind of a crazy, messed up story, but I'm pretty sure this is something that maybe I might talk about in my book. But my mom, you know how since like day one, she always blamed me for like my dad leaving because I wasn't a boy. Like if I had been a son, my dad would have stayed because he wanted a boy. So she always blamed on me. Well, you were a girl, and that's why you're. And then she tells me a story about how she got pregnant after me, and it was my dad's. And it went from she had a miscarriage in one story to she had a stillborn to he was a year old. It changed.
So, like, the
Gyp shit, a stillborn, miscarriage, that's the same thing. She could have gave birth. You do realize that when you miscarry, they will still make you actually go through the entire process sometimes, go through labor and give birth to a stillborn. I swear to God. And what she's saying, I don't know. Do I think that Rod and her? Yes, I do think Rod and her slept together after. There are pictures where Dee Dee's rubbing his ear. He's a cheater. Maybe she did get pregnant and miscarry. Who knows? Maybe she didn't. Maybe she was trying to get Rod back. I don't know. Women lie about that. And if she did lie, which I'm beginning to think, man, oh my God, that, yeah, she might have lied some, but just like Rod said, it was never over the top. But listen to her drag her mother again. She wanted her daddy back. This just came up in Ashley Baby's video, and look at her trying to change that narrative where Dee Dee didn't, that it's all Gypsy's fault that her daddy left when she was a baby because she was a boy. When Ashley just made that video where Gypsy was doing all this to get her daddy to come back, and she hadn't seen her daddy in 10 years, wanting his attention. I just went over this in a video. It's so weird that people will make videos and she'll come on here and try to fix that narrative that she has, try to fix it, spin it to fit her narrative. I know it was something to do because we all know that Gypsy would spit in the faces of every guy that her mama dated, so she couldn't get nobody else. And she's now saying that her mama said it's her fault Rod left, when Ashley just proved she, man, I swear to God.
Krista, like, had a picture of Dylan and was telling
Yes. So she was going around like the neighborhood and telling different people, this was my son that died. And it was a picture of Christy's son, Dylan. That's freaking weird. But then,
you know what else is freaking weird? Killing your mama and then lying about it and making money off of it.
Name that she named this non-existent child that she thought up a whole story for was Aratigaze Sebastian. So I don't know if that has anything to do with, I don't know if she made that her Wi-Fi password. I don't know.
Oh my God, that is really weird. But okay, Kai, you said there's 3 accounts, LOL. Okay, so do you think that Gypsy handled the bills in the house?
Yeah, no, I didn't.
I'm really, like, I know you're being a smartass, but I'm actually not being a smartass. I'm really genuine.
Are y'all hearing this? This is the girl who said she studied thousands of hours, right? And is saying that this Sebastian name, that the evidence photos show from Dee Dee's Wi-Fi is from a bill. Your bill, oh my God, does not show your connected devices. This is what, oh my God, I cannot. And there's going to be idiots that believe this. I hate this. Like, this is annoying me. I hate this.
Do you think that she handled the bills? Like, I just think that some questions that people ask, it's, to me, I feel like, because, wait, so let me get this, is this, okay, I don't know, I kind of.
Too, my mom was also opening credit cards and all this kind of crap in my name, my social security number too. So God knows what she did to my fucking credit.
I had a friend of mine that whose mom did that to them. It's actually,
like, my mom had a neighbor come over or something like that, which I don't remember a neighbor being named Sebastian at all. But wouldn't it be so funny if it was like, I don't know, like a neighbor's son?
well, why would that be in
they used our Wi-Fi, like came over and was like, hey, what's your Wi-Fi password?
What's weird about it is, like, I don't even understand it. Like, I don't know if the person who came up with this theory is like an
Are you kidding me? Evidence photos of a device connected to the Wi-Fi is a theory. Oh my gosh. This can't be real life. It cannot be.
Talk about the Barney conspiracy?
Sure.
Okay, so because Ken and I were talking yesterday, and he's like, what's up with the whole Barney thing? And I'm like, dude, they have this whole conspiracy theory laid out in their minds that, I placed the Barney by the bed and all this kind of stuff. I'm like, you want to know what happened? My mom was doing laundry the night of the murder. Okay, my mom always...
I'm sorry to keep interrupting, but since when was your mom doing laundry? We saw your house. There was no laundry being done. What happened to you guys spent the evening together watching movies, painting nails, etc.? No. She's thought of this too because people keep saying she placed that Barney doll there because in Nick's interrogation, which Bree doesn't know this either, but she studied the case, y'all. Nick said the Barney doll wasn't in there. It was not in Dee Dee's room, which, to be honest with you, Nick wasn't in there but 5 minutes and it was dark. But he never specifically saw her place it in there, he said. Maybe he didn't. But she's going to say that her mama washed. She doesn't know why it needed washed. She can't get that part yet, but she knows for sure this is what happened. Now, so here's a new story with the Barney doll, why it was in there. It was her favorite doll. She left it with her mama after she took her life. To give her comfort. Because she was coming back home anyways. This chick is diabolical.
Would fold the laundry on the bed. So, that night, she asked me, do you have any laundry in your room that you want washed? So I gathered clothes up and the bar, and I put it in the hamper. She did a load of laundry. She took the laundry from the hamper that she just washed and folded them on the bed, okay? As she would always do.
Listen to her tone again, the okay, so, okay? Like she would always do. This is her spiraling out of control. This is her trying to keep it tapered down, though. But this is her lecturing us. Trying to make us feel stupid. It's been spoken about for 10 years, and now all of a sudden this story has changed. Just all of a sudden she remembers you guys. All of a sudden. This is going in the book too now, I bet.
When she had the Barney behind her, because sometimes I'd have stuffed animals by the, pillows. So that is the big conspiracy about the Barney. That's what happened about the Barney.
This is going to be, I know how these people work. Okay, so why the Barney? Was there other stuffed animals that you handed her that night? Why did you specifically hand her the Barney?
I mean, shoot, I don't even remember.
Did you spill something on it?
I don't remember because, it has been a decade. But, for whatever reason, the Barney needed to be washed. And that's why it was there on the bed. Is because my mom was doing laundry. And she folded the towels, folded the clothes. And then whenever it came to the Barney, she put it behind her by the pillows. That is it.
That is it, y'all. How dare you question her? Anybody with common sense question her. Oh my God. That is it. She has had it. Case closed. Done. The case is closed. And we know you're not going back to jail, Gypsy. We know that. But we would love for the truth to be put out. We would love for the narrative to be fixed. We would love for Dee Dee to get justice that you laugh about. The same as you do Nick, and you make funny his autism. I'm stopping because, oh God, this gets me going, y'all. Oh my God.
And here's the thing,
that is it. That is all.
I feel like you have to take it or leave it. Like, you can't ask Gypsy questions if no matter what she says, y'all aren't going to believe her. Like, that's my thing. You don't have to believe her, but just leave it. There's her answer. If you don't like it, that's fine. If you do, great. Like, because that's my thing. That's the only reason I feel like I never, because I don't even ask you certain questions like this. Because for me, I feel like certain things, like I don't think, like, they don't realize, these people think they're investigators. They don't even understand why the Barney was talked about. Like, the Barney was talked about for a reason. They are asking questions. There's no significance with the Barney other than the fact that it was in that room, and they're trying to make sure all the things, you know how they think, like, oh, well, some people think Nick was.
Look at this, her interrupting again, just like she was there and she lived it, and she's going to tell the stories for Gypsy because she knows Gypsy's going to open her big mouth and say something that anybody can get. She knows this. Bree is smart enough to know this. That's why she keeps doing this. It's almost like Bree makes sure she says the facts for Gypsy, whatever it may be, and Gypsy's like, yep, that's how it was. Whatever. She don't even, this girl knows nothing but kissing ass to Gypsy Rose. Keep it up, Bree.
Set up that's why they're asking those questions. Did you see this? Did you, like, what did you see? What about this? Did this? They're asking questions for a reason. And even though they're going to have evidence to be able to do this and that, there's reasons. And it's not because, like, what would be, like, what other reason, like, would they be asking him that for? Are they trying to see if, like, do you think they picked out one thing out of that room? Like, there was other, I'm sure, kid-like things in that room. You think they picked out just the Barney and was like, we're trying to figure out if Gypsy put this in there. Because they specifically was going to be like, okay, this Barney here, we're going to see if Gypsy was in here. If you think that, if you think investigators think that basic level, like, if, like, that, I mean, anything, Gypsy could have brought anything in there. She could have brought, anything, and literally anything. I can't even think of anything, but anything. So, like, they're not going to pick out a specific stuffed animal just because it was on the bed and be like, maybe Gypsy brought that in there. And don't you think that Gypsy would have been asked questions about that? I'm pretty sure Nick was, but I don't remember you being asked questions about a Barney.
Again, Bree doesn't know if she was asked. She thinks Nick was, but she's going to look it up now. She's going to find out for Gypsy. And she's going to find out the Sebastian stuff for Gypsy. This expert who has spent thousands and thousands of hours going over her medical records and her case to advocate for her don't even know the basics of this case. It's not conspiracy theories, you guys. It's questions we want to know why she did that she's avoiding.
So that's, like, I don't know. I think it's important for people, and that you can't just overthink everything.
No, I don't still sleep with stuffed animals.
I do.
I'm allowed to be an adult now.
Yeah, exactly, Kylie. Carm saying investigators literally go inch by inch of your house. Exactly. It's so crazy. Like, and I won't even say it.
No, actually, they did not. This is how little they know about this case. As soon as they arrested Gypsy and Nick and got their confession from Nick, and, well, Gypsy lying, but they got the truth from Nick, all evidence processing, that stopped. They stopped processing everything. The day they questioned them, no more evidence. They didn't do no testing on the DNA. Why would they? They have a confession. They don't need it. They didn't do any luminol through. They should have done luminol through that whole house. No, they didn't. And this police, this was so corrupt. Well, no, I take that back. I'm not saying specifically that time it was corrupt. They just messed up the entire investigation. They botched that whole thing. The entire thing. And there was more than one cigarette out in the yard, Bree. There was a ton of cigarettes out in the yard. Get over it. The tire track should be an issue. That should have been looked into. It doesn't matter. It was the good old boy system. They had a confession. They didn't need to do more. They let people in that house. The whole crime scene was contaminated anyways. This was like Mayberry, but worse. No, they didn't. This is what's so ridiculous. She knows so little.
Like, I understand, like, people like to dig, and there's nothing wrong with it, but I think at some point, you gotta, like, experts in the case are the ones who solve the case, and I don't know, I think it's also Nick. I think a lot of people are waiting for Nick to, like, and I've even talked about this, but MPG put out this big, like, twist in the story, and I hate to tell it to y'all, but he's not, and I can confidently say that because I've talked to people that, or definitely anti-gypsy, that also don't believe crazy theories. They believe the truth, and they just maybe believe that Gypsy shouldn't be out, and that they have a right to believe that, but they just believe the truth. And the truth, I believe Gypsy was abused, but I still think that she should be in prison. I have so much respect for people that can, like, just, like, I don't agree that Gypsy should still be in prison, but these people, they're anti-Gypsy, but yet they validate what should be validated, and they had their belief still that she should be in prison. That's fine. That is totally your right to feel that way. They don't go off in all these buts, and, like, there was this scratch on the wall, and, like, I feel like it's okay to do that for a certain amount of time, but when you are doing that every single day for years, that is going to affect you mentally. I mean, I'm sorry, but look at Fancy Maselli as an example. I'm not going to humiliate her, even though I really don't give a fuck about her, and I should. But if you saw a picture of her just from 1 year ago to today, it would blow your mind. And this is because this has been an obsession for hers well, actually, if you look at the picture from when they first met till now, Christy and her from now, even just in the last, since she's been released, the last 2 years almost. Y'all, this woman looks like, I'm not gonna lie, one of the most recent pictures I've seen of her, she almost looks like she's on the brink of, like, she just don't look good. She does not look good. Getting the truth that you think should be out there to anyone is not going to change anything in the world other than, okay, maybe Gypsy will get more hate. If that's what you think is important for the world, then go ahead, I guess, and keep going. But if you put that same energy into, like, I don't know, maybe an unsolved case thing, just imagine what you can do. I'm just saying. Doesn't mean you have to stop talking about it. Oh, look how close I am. I'm at my phone to the side, y'all. But I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. You ain't got to agree with it. I ain't going to hate you if you still talk about it. But I'm just saying, I've seen this, like, drain the life out of people, and it's just really sad. There's just so much more that, like, nothing, this will never affect anything in the world at all. Literally at all. Nobody. Not Gypsy. I mean, if anything, the most Gypsy, because she'll get more hate, I guess, but it's not going to change anything. It's not productive at all. Like, but yeah. That is my TED Talk, and I am done. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Good job.
I'm bowing, by the way. Okay.
Good job.
I'm serious. It's just like, look at her. It's sad. I remember the first time I talked to you, when you mentioned Fancy, and you actually, at that time, I felt like you actually kind of had sympathy for her.
Talk about delusional. Brie actually thinks that Gypsy had empathy for anyone. You can tell Gypsy's getting quite irritated, and you could tell by how quiet Gypsy is that she was irritated about some of the stuff Brie was talking about. But listen to this response. There's zero empathy. If anything, she's snarky, rude, and entitled with her response. But you know what? I feel zero pity for you, Gypsy. Zero empathy. Zero sympathy. Nada. Your karma is going to be amazing. You deserve it, girl. 1000%, and I can't wait for it. I'll be there to cheer you on when that karma happens. We all will. Because I will have pity on you then, maybe. No, I won't. I'll have zero empathy, sympathy, pity, nada. Yeah. Can't wait, girl. Can't wait. We'll be clapping and screaming, hallelujah. Can't wait for that docuseries. This is why she's spiraling, too. A docuseries is scaring, I think, her. You can't convince me otherwise.
And empathy. You actually kind of felt bad for her, and I know, like, now you have no reason to, but it was when you first got out, and
Pity.
Yeah, pity. I still felt like, I mean, maybe you might never have a big heart for her, but I felt like more than now. I mean, I even at one point was like, I don't know what I felt for Fancy, actually. She almost had me one time. I was being civil with her, but she had me on the phone. She called me. We exchanged numbers, and for a specific thing, but she called me and she was like, I'm done with all, if it's the truth, Brie, would you say, like, I'm like, Fancy, the truth, you literally used videos about it, and it used to actually be the truth. She exaggerated that before too, when she was on your side. It was, I'm gonna be honest, like, there was things she said that weren't true, that looked good for you, but that weren't even true. Like, you can go with or without it, but that's how Fancy is. She exaggerates everything. But And she was on the phone. She's like, my beef isn't with Gypsy. I want her. Yeah, that lasted for. I was never fooled by her, but she almost had me. I was like right there where I'm like, okay, maybe fancy means that. Yeah, nah, negative. Look, I feel like Natasha Cooper right now. 2019.
I had to go and try to figure out something to watch on the TV so I can keep myself up.
Yeah, my sister's about to be here. I think I'm gonna go spend the day with my niece. I guess I'm not gonna go to sleep right away. Not spend the day, but the morning. I've been wanting to do a day like just with her because I'm so close to Kai, so I might go get breakfast with her or something.
I'm gonna make coffee. That's what I need. Coffee with my 3 scoops of sugar.
Yeah. So.
They're going to bed? Well, I mean, Gypsy. What? It's morning and they're already talking about going back to bed? Don't hear Aurora. Which isn't shocking. We never do when it's just her. But when Ken's in the live, Aurora's getting diapers changed and playing and jumping around, blah, blah, blah. And Gypsy's the best mommy in the world. Anywho, again, here we go spinning that narrative. She's trying to get ahead of it before she prints that book. She's trying to fix stories now that this has been years, whatever, changing that narrative. Why don't you just name the book, I don't know, my version of My Time to Stand, my time to fix my version I effed up before and try to fix this man, this book is ridiculous. I hope nobody buys it. I hope that the $28K they gave her, she's got to repay, because that happens. I doubt she'll make $28K in sales. There's no way. I don't see it. But anywho, let me know what you guys think about all this. The audacity this girl has. Here she is dragging Dee Dee again, talking all this nonsense, lying on Dee Dee again, y'all. Oh my God. Okay, next video, I promise you, I will be in the video talking. I had to redo some toning, so my hair's still not done. I actually fell asleep with the towel on my head last night, so I'm fixing it. Anywho, I just, some spots you need to tone a little bit longer than others, and if you leave it on too long, it'll make it look purple, so I didn't want to do that, and I was just tired and went to sleep, so I have to fix that today. Anywho, I will see you guys in the next video, and thank you guys for liking, subscribing, hyping. I love you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. I mean it. I do. I love you guys. If you like this kind of crazy content, let me know. And join our little family here. But leave your comments below, guys. Can't wait to talk to you about this. I will respond, chit chat, etc., etc. See you in the next video, guys. It's not nighttime. Good day.